This month on Mustang Magazine, boys basketball shoots for a cause, singer Connor Marr gets a gig, and zoology is raising red-belly cooters. All these stories and more on this April edition of Mustang Magazine.
Hello and welcome to Mustang Magazine. I'm Kelly Erker.
And I'm Bernard Belunde.
Recently, a special trophy visited the Norwood High School gym.
Here's Tori Giffen with the story.
This past Tuesday, Norwood High housed the Boston Red Sox 2013 World Series trophy.
The trophy's here today because Norwood High reached out to the Red Sox, and the Red Sox, of course, reciprocated and brought the trophy here.
And having the trophy at our high school gave students a unique opportunity.
I could see it better actually up close and actually see what it looks like in more detail.
For some, it was a shock that the trophy was able to travel to different schools.
Well, I mean, you're always hearing about it and seeing it on TV and everything. It's just something cool that, I'm surprised they even brought to our school.
And having the trophy here shows how the Red Sox are different from other major league teams.
You never hear of any other MLB team doing this, and it really just makes it that much more special. Like the Boston Red Sox fans get to see their own trophy, whereas, I mean, for example, the New York Yankees don't do anything like this. Their trophies are kept under lock and key, and no one's ever really seen them.
This isn't the first time the Red Sox have let Norwood hold the trophy.
Back when they won in 2004, I remember at the Civic they had it, and I got to see it then. And it's pretty cool to be able to see it again.
Some will go as far to say that this particular trophy is special.
Given the season last year of everything that they've been through, winning the World Series was just a big boost for the city as well.
So people's reactions to the trophy are very memorable.
It never gets old. People are always very excited to see the trophy, and because I'm with it, I feel like they're excited to see me.
So if you didn't see the trophy this time, you can always see it again next year when we win the World Series again. For Mustang Magazine, I'm Tori Giffen reporting.
This year, school administration made some big changes with report cards and exam grades.
Staff reporters Kelsey McCarthy and Abby Tierney investigate.
This year, Norwood High made changes to the mid-year and final policies.
The mid-year and final is reported on a report card in its own column. So now, the mid-year and the final are each worth 10% of a year grade, and each term is worth 20%.
These changes benefit both parents and students.
I think parents need to understand, where their students are at. So unfortunately, sometimes for students it doesn't work out in their best interest, but I think eventually it will.
Administration is hoping the new policies will help students take control over their grades.
The test should be sort of a true reflection of the stuff that you've just learned. So that, I think, is the huge benefit to it, that over time it all becomes fair and accurate, for kids. That is, I would think, is the biggest advantage.
It is a common misconception that colleges will see these exams on the transcript.
So if students are concerned about, is this going to be this blemish on my transcript that's going to get sent to all these schools, that's not going to happen. It's going to be more for your own use and for the teachers' use to be able to gauge where they're at.
According to Mr. Kane, it's not a school policy. These changes are being driven by the state.
They want us to be able to show that we're creating course-wide tests. So that means every freshman in honors bio is going to take the same assessment. I definitely think it can raise stress levels for kids a little bit more. To be fair, I would say that that's probably also, in a small, manageable way, another benefit.
And Ms. McDonald is hoping the changes will eventually be accepted.
I think for this year, I give students credit. It is such a positive. The intention is to be a really big advantage for students moving forward with whatever they're going to do.
Final exams are coming up at the end of this term, so make sure to study hard. For Mustang Magazine, I'm Kelsey McCarthy.
Thanks, girls. Hopefully everyone will be ready for finals at the end of the term.
Now it's time to rock.
Senior staff reporter Michael O'Donnell introduces us to one guitar player who plays faster and louder than most.
Jerry Wintowski is a death metal guitarist.
I like to create music, and I feel like it gives off my thoughts and emotions, so it can relate to others and stuff.
Most guitar players will tell you that playing death metal guitar isn't so easy. Death metal is an extreme subgenre of heavy metal music, and that means fast, heavily distorted guitars with complicated rhythm patterns.
I personally play every day, mostly on the weekend.
It wasn't long before Jerry formed his own death metal band, Morbid Vitality, and began playing his own songs.
I had some mutual friends, and we kind of just met through that and liked the same music.
Jerry is working hard to develop his own unique sound.
You know, we have kind of like cool atmospheric lyrics and stuff, but heavy guitars and stuff.
And he's got some advice for young guitar players.
Practice makes perfect. You just got to keep on practicing and you'll get to what you want to be and stuff.
Looking towards the future, Jerry has goals to continue playing with his band and making death metal music.
Just to create music and let people know about us and enjoy it.
For Mustang Magazine, I'm Michael O'Donnell reporting.
Heavy metal is not the only way teenagers can get extreme. Recently, I caught up with the captains of the wrestling team, and they showed off some aggressive moves themselves. Take a look.
For wrestlers JJ O'Donnell, Mike McDonough, and Joe Monroe, being a captain means more than winning matches.
We lead the stretches, just be a good role model on and off the mat.
As a captain, you know, it's our responsibility to set an example for the younger wrestlers, you know, making sure they get to practice.
I'm in charge of making sure all the mats get rolled out. I lead the stretches.
It's an honor for anyone to be a captain, and just a real privilege.
Being a leader on the wrestling team can be hard work, but it comes with its rewards.
You know, you work so hard in practice, you have 3-hour practices, you drill hard, and when you get your hand raised at the end of that match, there's no other feeling like it.
As wrestlers, they have to do many things to stay in shape.
You know, running, lifting, wrestling itself is great to stay in shape. It's a great aerobic exercise, great for endurance.
Usually on Sundays we have an optional practice just to go for a run, and usually when the kids that come, they're just in better shape during practice and during the matches, and it just really helps.
As captains, they expect the best from their teammates.
My goal is to make the States and hopefully place and just work my way from there, just get some experience and hopefully get a state title next year.
And while JJ and Mike will be returning next year for their senior season, Joe's wrestling with the fact that his high school career is nearly over.
I'll miss most, you know, stepping on the scale every day, worried about being overweight. You know, my teammates, you know, it's an unbreakable bond, it really is.
For NHS Update, I'm Aiden Flores.
Nice job, buddy.
Thanks. Those guys worked really hard, and they had a great season.
Yes, they did. In this next story, we meet another athlete who knows the importance of working hard. Staff reporter Carrie Shea catches up with a student who takes competitive CrossFit training to the next level.
Junior Matt Sheehan has a strong passion for fitness. 5 days a week, you can find him at CrossFit Automile in Norwood.
CrossFit is a strength and conditioning program that uses all styles of fitness. My dad told me about CrossFit, and then I just walked into the box one day and they welcomed me home.
A typical day in the gym for Matt is very demanding.
You start out with a strength or a skill workout, such as back squats, like power cleans or anything like that.
Matt has already competed at CrossFit New England this past summer, and he is currently training for the CrossFit Open.
It is the first step to finding out your level of fitness in the CrossFit setting throughout the whole world.
Matt has big plans for the future with his career in CrossFit.
2024, thinking about winning the CrossFit Games. Most likely will happen.
From Mustang Magazine, I'm Kara Shea.
Thanks, Kara. And staying with the sports theme, recently the basketball program sponsored a fundraiser in support of a former player suffering from a serious medical condition.
While the crowd was treated to an exciting game, the event also raised awareness, as well as some cash. Brian King reports.
We're so happy that Tim Goodwin's been here with us tonight.
NHS basketball players and faculty held a fundraiser during the varsity basketball game against Dedham last month. The goal was to raise money for former player Tim Goodwin, who was suffering from a rare form of epilepsy. People put raffle tickets into different bags, which were set up on tables near the concession stand.
Everything's going to Goodwin's Goals, which all that money goes to the Goodwin family for Tim's medical care. We'd love to raise just a couple $1,000s, as much as we can, to help the family pay for some of the medical costs. We've asked all the basketball players to sell at least 5 raffle tickets ahead of time, $5 each for the autographed Celtics ball. And we also have student council officers selling tickets as well.
The fundraiser did a lot more than just raise money. It created a memory that won't be forgotten by friends and family close to Tim.
It really means a lot to me as one of his best friends, and I know it means a lot to him as well and his family.
The coaches hope that this fundraiser raises awareness for not just Tim, but people all around the world that share his condition.
The goal is to pretty much raise the awareness of epilepsy and try and figure out a way to make it so another kid won't have to go through this again, just to raise epilepsy awareness.
There's more to basketball than just wins and losses.
It's about life, it's about the community, it's about helping other people.
I think they're excited. It's not every day they get to be a part of something like this. So everyone just wants to make this night special for Timmy and the Goodwins and for the sport of basketball.
And this night would be special for Tim. With the Mustangs down by 1 and less than 10 seconds to go, sophomore Chris Bell inbounded the ball and eventually found senior forward T.G. Ukachukwu for the buzzer beater. Wins like this give Tim Goodwin the hope he needs to defeat epilepsy. Reporting from Mustang Magazine, I'm Brian King.
That night is going down in the Nord record books for sure. Next up, we're taking you over to the science lab to meet some special members of the zoology class.
Miss Flaherty's zoology class is helping the New England environment by raising an endangered species.
So this is one of the red-bellied cooter turtles. They're an endangered species in New England. They're the only endangered species of aquatic turtle in Massachusetts.
We weigh them, measure them to make sure they're like growing right and healthy and stuff. You still get to like pick them up and like you can see like their different personalities.
And zoology students like Liz Kearns take on all the responsibilities of raising them.
We always get all the most of the water out of the tank so that we can clean it and get like all their poop out. And we clean the filters, we weigh and measure them. We have to check like the pH levels in the water to make sure that they're going to be okay.
They actually give up 2 of their studies to come and care for the turtles, and then they kind of document that in their science notebook.
The turtle hatchlings came from a Head Start program organized by the Massachusetts Department of Fish and Game. Their goal is to increase the population of the red-bellied cooter by hand raising them and then reintroducing them back into their environment for breeding.
We got them in September, and then the wildlife, like the program that we got it through, they're going to release them into a pond in May.
And they've been able to swim in the tank that they live in and get sun from the light that we have. They've grown to be a pretty good size.
It's a passion for environmental science that motivates Flaherty students to take on projects like raising an endangered species.
It's kind of fun to like work with turtles because they're like real living animals and everything. Well, I'm very interested in science, so like it would help getting to college and stuff, and marine biology is something I'm considering.
In May, Flaherty and her zoology class will participate in a regional release party where all the red-bellied cooters will be reintroduced into their natural habitat.
The Mass Fish and Wildlife people will measure all of the turtles, so there'll be like, I think probably 120 that will go back to the environment. They measure them, they actually put a microchip in them, and then they release them into the ponds.
Flaherty hopes that projects like the red-bellied cooters help students make connections between science and the world around them. It's also a way for students to give back to the environment.
So it's nice to kind of help an endangered species, because you can't help all of them, but this is something small that we can do in this school.
Advanced science students who are interested in being a part of next year's zoology class should apply soon. The selection is limited. Reporting from Mustang Magazine, I'm Catherine King.
The zoology students promised to take pictures at the turtle release party next month, so keep your eyes on our website for the follow-up.
Now we go down to the cafeteria where staff reporter Mike Levesque investigates if students are leaving a mess behind after the lunch period.
Lunchtime is over, NHS, and it's time to go back to class. But for the janitors, it's time to clean the cafeteria.
After lunch, we're cleaning up. We're cleaning up after you guys. Emptying the trash, washing the floor, moving tables, picking tables up, putting them down.
My responsibility is to make sure the cafeteria is clean. I have to wet mop it, dry mop it, sweep up any papers that's on the floor.
But cleaning up the lunchroom floors and tables can prove difficult when students don't do their part.
Shouldn't be making the janitors do all that work, cleaning up for all of us.
It's important to throw your stuff away, because if you don't, it makes the janitor's job harder.
But students are leaving more than a fair amount of trash behind, and the janitors are frustrated.
Could be anything from, sometimes we have trays, sometimes we have a lot of napkins, sometimes we have the wrappers for the cookies.
Not taking up their trays, not picking up stuff they drop, like an apple, banana, they'll just leave it on the floor. When you go to the elementary schools, the kids pick up they're not dismissed from their tables, they pick their trash up.
And it's not just trash on the tables. There's also been an increase in food being thrown on the floor.
Lately, we've had a lot of small problems. We've had kids throwing apples, oranges, things that should be put in the garbage, disposed of, and they're throwing around. It's not a lot, but there is noticeable.
Some students do throw away their garbage, and they wonder why others can't do the same.
It's disrespectful not to.
Curran's not going to do it.
I'm not going to do it.
Donnie O's not going to do it.
I'm not going to do it for you. We need to do it as a group.
Let's do it.
And a little bit of effort could go a long way to help keep the caf clean.
Most of the kids are great. I have no problem with the students. It's just that 1 or 2% that's not helping out, and that makes it look, the other students look bad.
So pick up after yourselves, Mustangs. Keeping the school clean is your job too. Reporting from Mustang Magazine, I'm Mike Levesque.
Everyone should take responsibility for cleaning up after themselves. Thanks for that report, Mike.
Next up, we meet a singer who's learning the ins and outs of the music business.
Reporters Aaron Crowley and Sabrina Cortese catch up with musician Connor Marr at his latest gig.
Connor Marr started at band gig 2 years ago and has been improving ever since.
It never takes two. Because now I'm able to not just listen to music, but be able to play it by myself and sing, and I feel really accomplished. With my music, I would love to accomplish making people feel better about themselves. Because I love inspiring people, and I love listening to songs that inspire me, or really empowering songs, so I would love my music to do that.
Nick Vecchio from Band Gig is Connor's lessons teacher.
He does have a voice and he can sing. That translates into he naturally has rhythm, he naturally has an ear. So picking up an instrument from that point is just a logical sort of extension.
Nick knows the key to becoming a great musician.
You know what I might suggest doing? I'm thinking me and you might want to change the key.
Yeah.
So we could bring it down a little bit. It's a gift to be able to take, you start to learn music, and then the gift is that you take that and try to keep improving on it.
Connor took it to the next level at the Fusion Club in Foxborough in January. He performed in a huge concert with over 130 other kids. The concert was a fundraiser for Ernie Bach's Music Drives Us Foundation. Connor's cousin Jordan is very proud of Connor's accomplishments.
Well, this is the first time that I've actually seen him perform, but I'm very excited to see what's to come because he did a really good job today.
You touched me for a little while.
their fragile strength is gone. It never takes too long.
Reporting from Mustang Magazine, I'm Erin Crowley.
Thanks, girls. For more information about training at BandGig, visit them online at band-gig.com.
Local Massachusetts artist Coda Sky recently gave students permission to produce a music video for their song One Day as part of the Media Educators of America Spring Conference.
Sophomores Kate Brinklow, Karina Santiago, and Sadie Krall produced this video in under 5 hours using only the campus of Wachusett Community College as their background.
everything that I have always dreamed. One day you'll see everything that I know I can
Great job, girls. Well, that's all we have for this month's edition of Mustang Magazine, but you can always watch us online at www.nhstv.org or hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram.
For Kelly Erker, I'm Bernard Belande. Thanks for watching.
Now it's time to rock. Now it's time to rock. Now it's time to rock.
Senior Post.
Basketball program. Oh, sorry.